Let's start some basics of JavaScript developers should know, but probably don't know.
So here is a short brief of JavaScript. What is exactly JavaScript? JavaScript is a versatile and widely used programming language primarily for web development. Here are some basic concepts to get you started. First one is variables are used to store data that can be used and manipulated later. In JavaScript, you can declare variables using var, let, or constant. Var function scoped can be redeclared and updated. Let block scoped can be updated but not redecal. Here is example of variable in this table, and here is 3 types of variable: var, let, and const, but nowadays we mostly use const and let. Second is data types. JavaScript supports various data types, including primitive types. In primitive types there is number, string, boolean, null, undefined, symbol, big int. And another one is objects, collections of key-value pairs, arrays, functions. This JavaScript snippet declares variables of various types. Number 42, name Shejanji, is true, true, value null, not defined, undefined, unique, symbol, and big number 123n. It also creates an object obj with a key property. JavaScript includes several operators for variable manipulation. Arithmetic operators, plus, dash, asterisk, %, plus plus, handle basic math. Assignment operators, equals, plus equals, dash equals, asterisk equals, / equals, % smiley face set or update values. Comparison operators. In this JavaScript code, A is assigned 10 and B is assigned 20. The variable sum calculates the addition of A and B, resulting in 30. The variable is equal checks if A is equal to B, returning false. Lastly, N condition evaluates if A is less than B. Fifth one is control structure. Control structures guide a program's flow. Conditional statements like if, and else execute code blocks based on specified conditions. The switch statement selects code to run for multiple options based on a value. This code comprises an if-else conditional statement and a switch statement. The if-else block compares 2 variables, A and B, and logs whether A is greater, B is greater, or if they are equal. Following this, the switch statement evaluates the value of A. If equals 10, it logs EA is 10J. If equals 20, it logs EA is 20J. If a matches neither case, the default block executes, logging EA is neither 10 nor 20J. This ensures specific responses for given values of A. Loops in JavaScript provide ways to iterate over data. The for loop runs a block of code a set number of times. The while loop executes as long as a condition is true. The do while loop runs at least once before checking the condition. 4. In iterates over object properties, while 4. Of loops over iterable objects like arrays. These loops offer flexibility in handling repetitive tasks efficiently. This code demonstrates 3 types of loops in JavaScript. The for loop runs 5 times, logging numbers 0 to 4. The while loop, with a similar condition, also logs 0 to 4, incrementing j each time. The do while loop logs 0 to 4, ensuring the block runs at least once before checking the condition. This code demonstrates 2 different loops. The for in loop iterates over the properties of the object obj, logging each key A, B, C. The for of loop iterates over the values in the array ARR, logging each element 1, 2, 3. Fifth one is functions. Functions are blocks of code designed to perform particular tasks. They can be declared using the function keyword or as arrow functions. This JavaScript code defines 3 functions. Add adds 2 numbers, subtract subtracts one from the other, and multiply multiplies them. They're defined using traditional function syntax, arrow function syntax with curly braces, and a shorter arrow function without curly braces. Each function is then called with sample arguments, demonstrating their usage and output. Sixth one is objects and arrays. Objects and arrays are essential structures in JavaScript for storing collections of data. Objects, collections of key-value pairs. Arrays, ordered lists of values. This JavaScript code illustrates object and array manipulation. Firstly, an object person is defined with properties name and age, along with a method greet which logs a greeting using the name property. Accessing person.name retrieves the value Alice and invoking person.greet logs hello, Alice. Then, an array numbers is initialized with elements 1 through 5. Accessing numbers 0 retrieves the first element, which is 1. Using push, a new element 6 is added to the end of the array. Logging numbers displays the updated array 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6e. This demonstrates basic usage of objects, methods, array indexing, and array manipulation in JavaScript. Seventh one is events and DOM manipulation. JavaScript can interact with the HTML content of a web page and respond to user events. Selecting elements, document.getElement by ID, document.querySelector. Event listeners, add event listener. This JavaScript code selects an HTML button element with the ID MyButton and adds an event listener to it. When clicked, it triggers an alert saying button was clicked. Another element, a paragraph, is selected using the querySelector method, and its text content is updated to new text content. This code demonstrates event handling and DOM manipulation in JavaScript. Eighth one is ES6 features, which is most important. ECMAScript 6 ES6 introduced several new features, including template literals for easier string interpolation, destructuring assignment for unpacking values from arrays or objects, default parameters for setting default values for function parameters, rest and spread operators for handling collections of data. This JavaScript code showcases modern language features. It uses template literals to create a string with dynamic intent, array destructuring to assign values from an array to variables, and object destructuring to extract values from an object. Additionally, it defines a function say hello with a default parameter value, allowing it to be called without arguments. This code improves code readability and flexibility, demonstrating the power of modern JavaScript syntax. This JavaScript code demonstrates additional modern language features. It defines a function say hello with a default parameter, allowing for flexible invocation with or without arguments. Using the spread operator, it copies the contents of an
array numbers into more numbers, adding extra elements. The sum function utilizes the rest parameter, .args, to gather multiple arguments into an array, then calculates their sum using reduce. These features enhance code readability and versatility, enabling concise and efficient programming in JavaScript.
Thank you all for watching this video. I will share more like this, and even more advanced content, so stay tuned in the future.